Hi! And welcome back to me talking about things no one cares about, but it seems like a fair few of you guys cared about what I was talking about last time. And genuinely thank you so much for all the love on that Layton video. I really did not expect people to really want to watch like a 2-hour video about it, so I really appreciate it. And also thank you guys so much for leaving so many nice comments and so many really thoughtful comments, and that's the reason why I wanted to make this video, because a lot of you guys commented some like corrections and some other info and stuff like that that I missed, which I really appreciate. You guys were like really nice about it too. I was like, please don't, I don't know, when I was making it I was very nervous. I was like, I'm gonna make a mistake and everyone's gonna be mad at me if anyone watches this, but you guys were really nice, so thank you a lot. But two of the main things that a lot of the like informational comments I guess touched on was the people in False Sense and Alfendi Layton. So I just wanted to like clear some of that stuff up and talk about what you guys talked about. So one of the things you guys talked about regarding False Sense, a lot of you pointed out that people of False Sense weren't fake, but they just like looked younger than they actually were, just like oh my god, how am I forgetting his name? Sophia and Anton, just like Anton looked older. Sorry, I literally am like doing a painting of him right now. I don't know how I forgot that. Anyways, a lot of them just looked younger than they actually were, just like Anton looked younger than he actually was, and that definitely explains a lot of things. It also brings up some interesting things about that theory I said where maybe Marina, I don't know, well, I don't know. I still think that Marina probably isn't Luke's wife, but I just think that was interesting. But anyways, so that definitely cleared things up. But there's still some other questions then it brings up for me about like how people decided if they were going to stay or if they were going to leave, because a fair few people left because they formed the town of Dropstone. But yeah, that was just interesting. But the bulk of this follow-up video though is about Alfendi Layton. So a lot of you mentioned that he actually is Layton's adopted son, just like Flora and Catrell are adopted. And this caused me to do like a lot more digging because I clearly didn't do my like due diligence with that. I think I was just like, I don't know, ready. I just wanted to like finish my like writing for all that, which is not great on my part. But so I looked a lot more into it, and I think basically, I think we're all wrong, but we're all right, because it doesn't seem like any of this is actually confirmed in the canon. Like, they never really say one way or another if he's adopted or not. And that being said, I love to theorize, and some of you guys commented some of your own theories. So I just wanted to spend this video going over some of the common theories about who Alfendi's parents are. And I'm gonna put a bunch of like the links in the description about like places I looked, and like, cause I looked at the, you know, the Layton wiki, and then I found some other forums where people were talking about this. So that's where a lot of these theories are coming from. But again, it doesn't seem like any of it's really confirmed in the canon. So let's get into some of the theories. So the first grouping of theories are theories that involve Herschel Layton being Alfendi's dad. So they're really just theorizing on who the mom is. So I had talked about the theory about like Claire being Alfendi's mom, and for the reasons I discussed in the other video, it just doesn't really make sense with the timeline, so I'm not really going to go over those again. But one of the other common theories was that Janice from Eternal Diva is his mother, because they both, this is kind of flimsy, they both have reddish hair, and Janice also struggled with like a dual personality. But number one, I don't think that type of personality disorder is necessarily genetic, although again, I don't really know. But even if it is, it doesn't matter, because Alfendi's is triggered by like a trauma in his life, and also like Janice's isn't really like a personality disorder. She literally has this massive machine like put someone else's like brain into her brain, so I think that's kind of flimsy. Also, I don't really like this theory just because Janice is Herschel's former student, and like, yeah, okay, it's not technically legal, but I think that's kind of gross and predatory, so I don't really like that one. Also, like, I don't think, some people are like, they had chemistry, and I'm like, did they? Like, I don't really know. Again, I don't know if I would say like Herschel Layton has any chemistry with anyone, although him and Claire are obviously cute, but that was like a theory. Another theory I saw about Herschel being the dad was Flora being the mom, and that is actually despicable and absolutely disgusting, and I don't like it, and I don't think it's real. So I wanted to mention that, but I think that's actually really, 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 really gross. I hate that one. Anyways, there's a whole bunch of theories about him being adopted, which is what a lot of you guys added. So then people were theorizing about like who the actual parents or the biological parents might be, because Herschel does raise him, hypothetically. We never see. But so one of these is that Alfendi is Luke and Flora's kid, and that's kind of cute. I think that's kind of cute. I understand like shipping Luke and Flora together, but I think this theory was made really before like the anime came out. So like Luke's married, so I don't think that's like, and he's not married to Flora, although that would have been really cute. But anyways, yeah, I don't really think that this like holds water, just because again, I don't really see the Layton franchise doing some sort of like illicit affair. I don't know, that'd be kind of funny, but I just don't see that happening. So I don't think that, stop honking outside. Anyways, so I'm back. The other reason why the Luke and Flora theory doesn't work is the timeline at all. Because again, Alfendi, I think, according to my math, had to have been born like before Last Spectre. So that math doesn't work out for being Luke and Flora's kid, but that is a theory. Another one is that Alfendi is Descale's son. So our Herschel Layton's like nephew. I like this theory. I think it's cool. I think it could make sense possibly. We don't really know like Descale's timeline. Although he did have a family. And some like proof that people use is like Descale's eyes and Alfendi's eyes being drawn similarly. And people also cite, again, Alfendi's like personality split as being like, I guess this isn't proof, but this is just like literary analysis of that being like a parallel to the moral split between Herschel and Descale. So maybe like, I don't know, like the nature versus nurture, whatever, of like Descale being like his evil side, but then like because Herschel raised him, his other side is nice. I guess I think that's an interesting like literary analysis of like themes and characters and whatever. Like I don't think that's like biologically or whatever. I don't know. I don't think that like holds any like real water, but I think that's interesting to think about. Another one is that Alfendi is Randall and Angela's son. I like this theory a lot. I think that's kind of cool. I don't really know if it makes sense timeline-wise, because people are saying that Angela, like the theory is that like Angela died in childbirth, so this would be after the events of the Miracle Mask. And I think based on like my rough timeline guesses that Alfendi would have to have been born like about like before the Last Spectre. But I might have gotten my math wrong or whatever. Either way, I think that's like kind of just an interesting theory. And also in that theory is that like Randall and Angela made Layton his godfather, and so Randall sent him to live with his godfather, which I like that theory of like Layton being the godfather, but I don't really see why, just because Angela died, I don't see why that would mean that Randall would send his son to live with Layton. Like, I don't know, I think it's a cool theory, but I don't know about that. I think like Randall would have to have died in some way too. Also with that theory, people think that like Alfendi kind of looks like them, and also that the name like Alfendi sounds like Alphonse Dalton, and they're like, well, they were kind of childhood friends, and I'm like, I mean, I guess they were kind of childhood friends. I mean, he helped them later, but like, I don't know. I thought that was interesting. Okay, it's me again. Another thing I was thinking about as I was just thinking about the Randall and Angela being his parents, being Alfendi's parents theory. Well, I still like that, because I realized it actually does make sense with the timeline if Alfendi was born like right 9 months after the end of Miracle Mask. That could make sense, but it is kind of hilarious because didn't Alphonse want to marry Angela? Like, I'm sorry, how absolutely just brutal would it be if you loved a girl and she married someone else and had a kid and they named their kid after you? That's hilarious. That's really funny. That makes me like this theory like 10 times more. That is so mean. I think I would be distraught. Anyways, I just thought that was funny to think about. And one of you guys commented that you think that Alfendi's parents died in the same explosion that killed Clive's parents in the Unbound Future. And I didn't see this on any of the forums or anything, But, like, if you came up with it, like, props to you, because I really like that theory. I think that's a really, like, I don't know, I think it's good, because we know a lot of other people died. We know Clive was orphaned, so it would make sense if, like, another kid was orphaned. Again, I'm not sure that makes sense. Well, actually, that could make total sense in the timeline. I think that's really interesting. I like it a lot. Okay, I just realized that the person who commented about Clive, I think, I don't know, I'll just put it up on the screen. But I think that they were saying that Clive orphaned children during his rampage, during the, what's it called? During the events of the Unwound or Lost Future, whatever, like with his giant robot or whatever, which is also another good theory, but different than the theory that I thought you were talking about, saying that Alfendi was also orphaned during the time machine explosion. So, different theory, but both good theories. So sorry for, like, misrepresenting that. But yeah, sorry about that. And unrelated to Alfendi's parents, but some people mentioned that the reason why Alfendi isn't mentioned in the other games would be because those games usually take place about, like, over the course of, like, a few days or, like, maybe weeks. And so he might have just been, like, left behind, just like Herschel tried to leave behind Flora a lot. I think that would make sense. I still stand by what I said about, like, that's bad parenting, especially since he's willing to bring Luke, because either, like with Flora, he's like, it's too dangerous, and that's like, okay, sexism, cool, but, like, that doesn't really fit in with Alfendi, so it's like, okay, either it's too dangerous to bring Alfendi and Flora, in which case he's willing to risk Luke's life, or he just likes Luke's company better. I don't know. I'd be very pissed if, like, my dad left me and my siblings home alone, but then, like, took this other kid who's not even, like, his kid, like, on, like, cool adventures. I would be very upset. So, I don't know. That was interesting, though. Either way, I still don't really think there's, like, any real, like, canon answers about any of these questions, because I really think it just came down to a case of, like, them just wanting to create some sort of character so that they could make this, like, a Layton game. But, like, I don't think they really cared necessarily about fitting him into the canon. They just, like, kind of wanted to, like, use the name to sell more money. Or sell more money. Good job. No, sell more games and make more money. But, like, I think that's kind of cool. Well, okay, it's not cool that they did that, but it's kind of cool for us, because then we can just theorize, and, like, we're not really wrong, like, at all. I don't know. It's kind of fun to just theorize. Let me know what you guys think, and, like, who you think Alfendi's parents are, if it's any of these theories, or if you have your own. Another thing that I messed up in the video that a bunch of you guys commented on was I said a couple times that Luke's mom was dead. She's not dead. She was just in the basement at the end of The Last Spectre, and, like, we see her in the Azran Legacy, so my bad on that. And there were some other, like, small corrections that you guys put in the comments, so again, I really appreciate that. But yeah, let me know, like, if any of these theories you guys like, or if you have your own. I personally am kind of partial to the idea that Alfendi is either Descale's son or him being an orphan from the time machine explosion. I really like those theories, and I think that they're most, like, not justified, but they're the ones that aren't really contradicted by what's in the games. Also, as of right now, I'm not, like, really planning on making any more Layton videos. I didn't really plan on making this one, but you guys just gave me more to talk about, so yeah, like, I'm not, like, never gonna talk about them again, but right now I just don't have anything else to say, because, like, a 2-hour video, I covered a lot of ground in that one. But if you guys have, like, any, I don't know, specific things that you would, like, maybe want me to talk about with the Layton games, I'm definitely open to that, or even, like, non-Layton ideas. I have some, like, other ideas, kind of just floating around about other video ideas, but let me know if you guys have any things that, like, I don't know, are kind of in the same realm as Professor Layton or any of my other videos that I've done, and, like, if there's something you want to hear, definitely comment. Like, no guarantees, obviously, but I'd love to hear what you guys think. But thank you so much for, like, watching and for all your comments and all the love on my last video. I really, really appreciate it, and I, again, really did not expect that at all. So thanks for watching this one, and I'll see you next time.